randomly shout out in the middle of it, because he probably will now that I've said that. But yeah,
Really?
Randomly swearing in the middle of my life. Anyway, speaking of live, we are live. Hello everyone and welcome. This is Big Girls Really Do Cry. I am Lainey. That is Nick over there. Look, I point the right way. And this is the Banish bin for anyone who wasn't here last week. Basically, it is a chance to get out all the things that you really don't like and banish them forever. I mean, not really, obviously, because if we had that power, it would be cool, wouldn't it?
What? You mean we're not actually banishing these things forever? Right, that's it. I'm done.
Oops, I didn't sort of tell you that bit, did I? Oh, right.
You mean you don't have superpowers and we can't actually get rid of some of this stuff?
Yeah. Unfortunately, God, it would be good if we did, wouldn't it? Like, before I go and say hello to everyone in the chat, I just wanted to say massive congratulations to you and Andrea for your 50k. That's amazing. 50k,
isn't it? Yeah, it's gone nuts since New Year. Just put out a couple of videos since New Year, and for some reason they took off, and it's brought in loads of subs. So we're thrilled. Yeah, could have never imagined it, to be honest.
Yeah, it's the ranty ones, isn't it? It's like Grumpy Nick. People like Grumpy Nick videos.
It's tempting to just make videos of me moaning about stuff, but you know, I think I'd lose subs quite rapidly if I did that.
I think it's just the reality, the truth. You know what I mean, of what's happened, and so
yeah.
And sometimes it isn't all great. You know what I mean? You've got, it's light and shade, isn't it? So
yeah, all we ever do is just say it how it is. When if it's great, it's great. If it's not, then that's what you get.
Definitely, but it's amazing. Like I think it's amazing. I've got 700 odd people who watch me. Never mind 50,000. I can't even begin to get my head around that. But
exactly.
It's very cool. Very cool.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Right, we'll save a few hellos. So hi Nia, Laura, Joy, Chris, Ashley, Ian, Joan, Susan, Antoinette, Sharon. I'm scrolling down fast, but I'm hopefully I've Thomas, Stacey, Shiv, Kirsten, Claire. Yeah, I'm at the bottom. So hello everyone, and hello anyone who comes in after. Like the know that sometimes
starting as you mean to carry on, Lainey. Love it.
Well, this is me, so what can I say? This is how it goes. Anyway, so I've given Nick 8 categories, 7 of which are different things, and the last one's a random mix. You can choose whatever. He's going to give me obviously the first category, which I should have looked and put down because I haven't wrote them out. So I can't even in order is that I give you them now. I'll have to look back. Honestly,
well, I've got the order here. Shall I can work off that?
Yeah.
We're starting with band and singer according to my list.
Yes, band and singer. So you're going to give me 3 bands or singers you don't like, and your reasons why. You can't just go because I don't like them.
I've got reasons, Lenny. Don't you panic.
And then I get to save one, and then I put the other 2 over to the chat, and then the chat has to banish one of them forever. Basically, that is the concept. It went pretty well last week, so hopefully, you know.
Yep.
I've got the list now. So yes, do you want to start with your first band?
Okay. Yeah. So the first one you gave me was band or singer.
Yeah.
So I've picked 3. The
Mhm.
first one, I will give you some reasons, but I'm not sure you're going to need any if I say these 2 words. Jive Bunny. Right? Do I need to furnish you with reasons?
Well, yes, you do, really.
Okay, there was a period in time about, I think we're talking 88, 89, maybe into 1990, where Jive Bunny, which was a crudely animated rabbit,
Yes.
was releasing songs. It wasn't actually a rabbit releasing songs, but he was like the head of it, the figurehead of this thing, these appallingly badly animated videos. And these songs weren't even songs, they were just badly edited together hits from the 50s, 60s, whatever. But they sold in the millions. I think just about everyone that was released got to #1. They were like omnipresent throughout the late 80s.
Yeah.
And they were appalling. I don't know who was buying the records, but they sold in the millions. And Andrea and I like to watch vintage reruns of Top of the Pops. It's something we do together, and it's enjoyable. Yeah. And it's just, at the moment we're in 1990, so we're at the tail end of Jive Bunny, but 89, it was like every episode there was Jive Bunny in it, and I just got so fed up with it. So when this came up, I was like, first on the list.
This is part of my youth, you see. This is the memory I have. As much as, like, you know, I wouldn't say I was a massive fan or whatever, but it was every family party when I was a kid, like when I was young. That bit, it was just, it was
that's enough. That's triggering me.
And like everyone got up, and everyone at the time over the age of 50, I'll say, at the time, got up and immediately started doing this backwards and forwards. This is what I remember.
Just because you remember it doesn't make it any better.
I know, but like it's just a memory of, like, you know, it reminds us of a time. But anyway,
okay, so that's
#1. Stop, Lenny.
#2 is half of East 17. Okay, we all remember East 17, right? From the mid to late 90s, I'm thinking. Well, mid 90s. So I don't hate East 17. I don't really have a problem. You've got Tony, I think, was the guy who wrote the songs. Quite a talented guy. He's very good on piano. Actually wrote some really nice pop songs. We can forgive Brian, the singer, even though he did run himself over with his own car. Look it up on the internet. It's a true story. But then there's 2 other ones. What are they there for, and what do they do? The classic Stay Now video is hilarious if you watch it. The 2 that don't do anything are just striking poses in big fluffy suits. It's amazing to watch. I just see, so I'm putting half of the band in. I can forgive Tony and actually Brian. No, we'll shove Brian in as well. 3/4 of East 17 can go.
Just 3/4. So did you have to pick certain letters? Did you keep in 17? The East can go. Oh, you know.
We're keeping Tony because he actually wrote the songs and had a modicum of talent.
I met East 17, right?
Which ones? All of them?
All of them bar Tony. He wasn't there. The other 3 were, and it was one of the that didn't do much. Didn't he rap though? The one with the big hat. Didn't he rap something once? Once.
I think that was Brian.
Was it Brian? Anyway, when I was 17, and there were touring the schools, and I was going along the seafront here, and they were in the hotel on the seafront, and the one with the tall hat, John, I think he was called, he wolf whistled out the window, and then we were chatting to them, like me and my friend, just outside, like just chatting, and they were all canny, all three of them. And then because
this means you're going to save them just because they're your mates. You're going to save them.
But you know, I do like a couple of the songs. You know what I mean? The only other still living in your shed. Yes, John. That's why you never hear from Tony anymore. But yeah.
So
okay.
Yeah, that's my number 2. Is half. No, we've upgraded to 3/4 of E17.
3/4 17.
The third one. This might sound random. Do you remember a singer who was really big in the late 90s, early 2000s called Desiree?
Yes. Yeah.
She's going in. There's a good reason. I think her music is insipid and horrible anyway, but there was one song. I do love lyrics and lyricists and the poetry of lyrics, right? I'm going to read the verse from a Desiree song. Okay? It goes. It's from the song Life. You may remember the song she did. Life, really big hit. Anyway, it goes, I don't want to see a ghost. It's the sign that I fear most. I'd rather have a piece of toast and watch the evening news. Rest my case. Those were actual lyrics from a very big hit song that Desiree put out. Rhyming ghost with most and then toast. It's enough to be banished in my book.
That's like a kid doing a poem at school, isn't it?
Exactly. I rest my case.
What was that one? Did she do something in the rain, dancing naked in the rain, or was that not her? No,
that wasn't her.
I think Crystal something. Crystal Water?
I don't know. I think the big one was you gotta be this, you gotta be that.
Right.
Insipid rubbish.
That's another simple thing, isn't it? You just gotta be something.
I can't go too harsh on her because of something that I'm going to try and banish later. So I'm just saying that lyrically, I think she deserves to go in for that that verse there.
I'm finding it hard to sort of argue with that in any way. Like, I mean, I suppose it's easy for children to understand.
I don't think she was aiming at her songs at children.
No, true.
Not like it was Bob the Builder, that classic.
Yeah.
No.
Exactly. Yeah, I can't really think of it.
Defenseless, appalling lyrics.
Really, Stu? The true fact, the two talentless ones in E17 wrote the lyrics to Desiree's Life. Oh, God.
They've gone into minus numbers in talent now then.
Yeah. All right, so let's have a think.
So you get to save one now, is
I get to save one, yeah. It's two parts of my youth, though, you see. Jive Bunny and E17 are both two parts of my youth.
Save Jive Bunny that. I mean, I implore you, at least put Jive Bunny up for the public vote here. If you have to save E17, that's fine.
But I don't know, because like all them family parties, I mean, I'm not supposed we could have played a different song, but it just has that thing, isn't it? Where it's like E17. I mean, it's 3/4. If you'd have kept it at just half, then maybe we would have still had the songs, you know, like. I did like
you can go for the half. That's what I initially said. If you want to downgrade it back to half of E17.
Yeah. Oh. I've got to save Jive Bunny though. I've got to. I've got to save Jive Bunny. So
all of the things tonight, I thought that one was a chew-in.
I understand your reason, but it's just so many. It's just thingy into my brain from my childhood that I can't not.
Okay.
because obviously my parents did buy it, I guess. Because we played it enough, we must have. But yeah, so I'm going to save Jive Bunny. So the chat can either choose between E17 and Desiree who they're going to put in. So if you want to put E17,
half of E17,
half of E17 into the bin.
Maybe 3/4, depending on your opinion on Brian.
East. And just type East into the chat. And if you want to put Desiree in the bin, just type Desiree. Don't need to shorten it, do I? Hi, Toby. Hi, Andrea. She's cooking, apparently.
What, my Andrea?
Yeah, you're Andrea, yeah. Hi, Rich. Hi, Rosie. I know there's quite a few come in. Hi, Cassie.
So have you got somebody lined up for the next one of these? Or is that not
Bad Wolf is one. We've decided that Bad Wolf just likes Susan, just dislikes everything. So therefore, you know, it won't be hard. Hi, Kate. Right, let's have a look.
Oh, I forgot to put my wind-up answer in of UB40. I completely forgot about it.
Yeah, so we've got Desiree, E17, 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 Desiree, E17, E17. So half of E17 have gone.
Wow.
They are the winners.
Wow.
Hello, Kate wants the whole of them in there by the looks of it. That's just Susan.
Okay, excellent.
Right, so moving on to the next one, which I can't remember what it was. Wait a minute, I need to bring my photos up.
Things people do, I've got.
That's right, things people do.
Okay, this is going to sound weird, but I will qualify what I'm talking about. It's being very tall. Specifically, whoa, it will make sense.
Okay,
specifically, when I am at a gig in the standing part and they come and find their way in front of me and stand there, or being normal height but going to a standing area of a gig with a big hat on. It's just not on.
Right, I get you.
So we need to banish tall people from standing areas of gigs in front of me, or people wearing hats in front of me. It's like without fail, when we go to a gig, we will find a 7-foot tall person who will park themselves in front of me. Right,
I get you more now. No sense. Everyone above 6 foot, bye.
Go on.
Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I understand that, Mark.
It's the specific location at the gig.
They're not allowed in the area in front of you. Or to the side slightly of you.
Yeah.
Just in case.
And the hat thing, I don't know if I'm allowed to lump in wearing hats and standing gigs, but come on, people. I mean, or it's even worse, you know, you go to a gig and somebody quite near the front, a few rows in front of you, or, you know, you're squashed in a pen quite often, and they'll suddenly hold up a placard saying, "Love you." It's like, that's great. Now we can't see what we've paid.
Yeah. Yeah, you would think, you know, they wouldn't be allowed to have them like in certain parts so that it doesn't block. Because I suppose anywhere you are, even, you know, if you're 6 rows back and there's someone with placards that you can't see.
Yeah, placards are almost worse than tall people.
Yeah, right. I get that one. And people can't help their height. That's one thing. But then
they could kneel down.
Would you kneel down in a gig? I mean, have you seen the floors where people? I mean, yeah, and they could just, you know, get out the way. That would be easier.
Get to the back. They should make us line up in high order from tall to short.
Like they did at school and that. Yeah. Right. So what's your next one?
Okay, next one. things people do, this is, remember. So it's allowing their dogs to crap on my lawn.
Yeah.
You may remember, I don't know if you saw it, there was a video I put out, I don't know, about a year ago, where I had just gone out to the bin. Out front of my house, we have 2 little lawns either side of our driveway. The bin's at the back of one of them. So I went round the car, wandered up to the bin, just put the rubbish in. Came back in, unbeknownst to me, some complete, I won't swear, one of them had allowed their dog, because you can stop your dog pooing, or, well, you can drag it away off someone's lawn for a start. Yeah. Pick it up, people, come on. Anyway, so I had trodden in a big squidgy mess, come back into my office, gone all the way to the end of the office for something, come all the way back and gone into the living, you know, without noticing, and then noticed these brown splodges and spent about an hour of my life cleaning someone else's dog poo off my carpet.
Off your whole house.
So, yeah, people who allow their dogs to poo in places and don't pick it up.
That's totally wrong. I agree. I can't.
Indefensible, right?
No, it's totally. I mean, although it did make the best video ever.
I can't remember what I titled it. I titled it like "Your day can't be this bad" or something like that. Okay.
Yeah, Andrea says she thinks it was actually a fox.
No.
Excuse me, Mr. Fox. Can you come around and clean this up? Because you don't have an owner. But yeah.
Yep.
Right. Next one.
Okay, I'll tell you a little story around this one. So this is going back quite a while, maybe 10 years, to a holiday in the Canaries, I think we were.
Right.
And our flight home was at the small hours, like 4 a.m. or something. So we had to be up and down into reception to wait for our taxi to the airport about when the sun was coming up, right? The sun was just starting to come up. It was still dark. So we're there, nobody was about, and we're waiting for our connection. And suddenly this bloke appears with arms full of towels. And we're like, my first thought was maybe he's staff. But he proceeded to go out to the pool area, and being directed by his other half from the window, put his towels on a load of sun loungers, and then went back up to his hotel room, and I assume back to sleep for a few hours. Outrageous. Putting towels on sun loungers before you've come down with your family should be outlawed. It should be an international criminal offence.
Yeah.
We witnessed this guy coming down. All the sun was up. Staring at him like incredulous. Like, what are you? You can't just do that. What are you doing? Shocking.
I mean, I don't know about it being an international criminal offence. I mean,
well, yeah.
But yeah, it is wrong. I have to admit, it is wrong. Like, you know, what if they then put their towels there, decided to sleep in? You know what I mean? And those have sat empty for a couple of hours when people could have been using them.
Yep.
It's just, it's
not
wrong.
Right. It's not right.
No.
Not okay.
So it's now picking one out of them 3 because how can I save one of them? It's like, I mean, people can't help being tall, right? I get that. However, if I was really tall, would I be at the front of something? You know what I mean? I've been in the Empire Theatre before, and there was like a guy who was like, I mean, while sitting, but he was about 10 foot tall, sitting him, and like I couldn't see nothing but his head. You know what I mean? So there's that part. Then obviously dog poo. Yeah, it should be picked up, and there's no thing for that. I can't save that. I think Do I save towel guy? See, he can help that, right? Because you can't help being tall, and if you bought tickets, you may get them at the front and not expect to be there. I suppose, I don't know, concerts going forward. If all your friends are there and everyone else is short, you know what I mean? Like, I know when my daughter was at school, like, she was cut off every photo of them grouped together because they're all down here on her, and she was all like up there. So she was like, there was always half of her missing.
Okay.
And I suppose if all her friends were going to like a concert, she wouldn't want to be left out and like not be at the front. However, I do understand with the placards and the hats and things like that, that's not necessary. So I'm going to save the height thing based on that fact.
Okay.
So therefore, people in the chat, you can either pick towel for the man who saves all his family a bed sun lounger on holiday, or you can pick dog poop, or not not picking it up, so just put dog. Dog or towel, which are you banishing? Hi, Leanne.
I think this could be close.
Yeah.
Both things get lots of people very riled up.
Yeah. I suppose probably the dog poo may do it because it's something that happens more often, I would assume, because your holidays aren't as often as that happening.
Yeah, and it's so relatable. We've all had that moment. Oh, the one I hate is when you've trodden in some and then you don't realise, and you get in the car and drive, and then you start noticing this smell, and then you realise it's on your foot, and now it's all over the pedals. So it's like, oh my god, oh, it's just the worst.
So you do the dance where you're trying to like scrape it off as you walk along.
Trying to look at the soles of your feet, yeah, doing some weird jig.
It looks like hands down the dog's mess is going in. I think we've got one towel, everyone else has gone dog. So
okay,
there you go. And then moving on, we are at drinks.
Oh yeah. Now, yeah, this is. I found this quite difficult in a way, so I've just gone with stuff that I either don't like or I think is pointless. The first one is a big one, and I think most people would disagree with me. I think Ian chose coffee, but he might have chose fancy coffee. I'm just going all coffee because it's disgusting.
All coffee.
Coffee is a drink. I know not many people will agree with me. The taste,
I will.
Just, why is everyone so obsessed with it? It feels like it's taking over the world as well. It's everywhere you go, it's coffee shops. Just don't get it.
The smell is enough for me. Like, what persuades you to then go on and drink it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
high five.
Yeah, totally. Like, reach that part. But yeah, it's madness. I don't get it. I have tasted it once, like years and years ago, but the smell's enough for me. Like, I'm like I really. My sister loves it. Like, she can't like function without a coffee.
Yeah.
But I don't get the smell. Like, you know what I mean? I really don't. But yeah, a lot of people are saying I love the smell of coffee. It's because you're bitter. No, I'm just kidding. But it is, isn't it? Coffee very bitter. So yeah. Right. Okay. Next one.
The next one, we've actually mentioned this a few times because we still have some in the house. And I just think, why mess with something that is lovely and perfect as it was? I'm talking about mulled wine. Now, red wine, I have a bit of a love affair with red wine. I think it's lovely stuff. I could drink a vat of it. But mulled wine, we've had it when we go to like Christmas fairs or whatever, and they serve it so hot, it heats up the glass so it burns your lips. It's super, super hot, like too hot to drink. And it's got, why put, it's just a pointless thing. And it tends to be less alcoholic anyway.
Mm.
So you lose half the fun of it. I'd just rather have normal wine. Don't put a load of spices and rubbish in it and heat it up, please. That's all I've got.
Yeah. I can't argue with that either. I mean, I'm not a massive fan of wine anyway. So to then put cinnamon and God knows what into it.
I think it's meant to make it Christmassy, but it just makes it taste worse and burn your mouth.
Yeah. It's like they just think, oh, we'll add it to everything at Christmas time because then that makes it Christmas, but it doesn't work.
No.
Just no. Okay, so you got one more.
Third one, in my opinion, completely pointless. Fizzy water. Water's fine as it is. Don't mess with water. It doesn't need bubbles in it. And how and why, when you put bubbles in it, does it make it taste disgusting? Have you had fizzy water? It's like bitter and it's got an aftertaste.
Yeah.
I just, but people drink
Perrier that I tried that was minging.
What's that?
Perrier? I think it was Perrier's fizzy water.
Yeah.
And I was like, why?
Well, you can get this fancy fizzy water. You can buy fizzy water in bars and they'll charge you a couple of pounds for some fizzy water. I'm like, water is perfect as it is. Why buy expensive stuff that has bubbles in it? What's the point? And tastes weird because they put bubbles in it. I've never understood.
No. I like fizzy water because like the only fizzy water that I like is when they add like lemon and lime to it or something like that. Like I think it's Tesco's do like a grapefruit one and that's really nice. But just plain fizzy water, no, it doesn't work. It's weird. It's like I just shook me water about a bit.
There you go, you see?
And then just shake it for a while.
It didn't need messing. Water is fine as it was.
Yeah, exactly. Why the need? You know what I mean? Oh, this is going to be another hard one. My dislike for coffee is like beyond anything. So like I cannot save coffee in any instance whatsoever. I really don't like it. And I can't. I just can't even stand the smell. You know what I mean? Like if someone's, even if if it's beside us or something, I can smell it. It's horrible. Wow. I'm not even a fan of wine. Never mind mulled wine. And to certainly warm it with spices in, it's just weird, isn't it?
The funny thing about that is I'm clearly not a fan, but it's the only thing we've got in the house, and we're doing dry January, and it's still sitting there like taunting me, even though I don't particularly like it. Like, the wine is there. I'll still drink it.
The wine, but it's not the wine. Yeah. And the only reason I will save the fizzy water is because the other two are terrible. One, a lot worse, and the fact that I do like the grapefruit ones where they add like a flavour to it. That's the only reason. I would never have it plain. I think it's disgusting plain. But because of that, I'm going to save that. So the chat gets to either banish coffee. If you want to banish coffee, write coffee. If you want to banish mulled wine, write mulled or wine, either. We don't need to discuss it. Antoinette loves all three of your pet hates. She likes them all.
Is she? Well, you're welcome to them, Antoinette.
Hi, Lee. Hi, Jewel. You can't banish them both. Hi, Lisa. Hi, David. Susan wants to banish them both. Mulled wine, mulled wine, mulled wine. I think mulled wine's gone.
Well, when
So
you pair it up against,
at least it won't be taunting you anymore.
yeah, that's true. But yeah, paired up against coffee, it didn't stand a chance, did it?
Joan, you can't put mulled wine 4 times. That's just cheating. But yeah, there you go. So, next one is songs.
Ooh. Yeah. This was hard to narrow it down. And, you know, I'm a huge music fan, and there is something coming up later that will explain that I'm saying songs I dislike here, but it's just in fun, right? Here's the thing. The first one, I was lucky enough to go to Disney. What's the original? Disneyland, I think it is, in LA with Andrea in 2000, I think it was. And we went on a ride called It's a Small World. Have you ever heard of that?
I haven't heard of it, no.
Well, it's a ride it's enclosed, great big ride. You sit in a boat and very slowly wind around this interior ride, and you see all of these little models, animated little models of children from all around the world. And they play a song which goes, "It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small, small world." Repeat. Like, and you are on this ride for what feels like about a week. In reality, it's about 10 minutes.
Right.
The song it gets in your head. So for the rest of the day, you're humming this crazy tune. And it's like 3 lines and repeat. But here's the thing. We were lucky enough to go to the Florida one. And they have built the exact same ride at Florida with the exact same song. And we went on it again. And then 2 years back now, we went to Disneyland Paris. And they have built exactly the same ride in exactly the same way with exactly the same song. And we went on it again because Ellen hadn't been on. No, actually, Ellen went on the one in Florida, and then she wanted to go on it again in Paris. And I can't stand the song. It's just repetitive and nonsense. So there you go.
Right.
So that's the first one. When we're looking. Can't find the thing. Oh, here we go. Second one. Do you remember? I think we're talking late 90s, maybe 2000 or so. There was a song called Blue Dabba Dee.
Yes.
I had to look this up on YouTube to remind myself if it was as terrible as I remembered. And it was 10 times worse. And it was huge. I don't know if it was #1 in this country. It was a massive Euro pop hit. And
I remember it.
The chorus is just nonsense. It's blue dabba dee, dabba da, dabba dee. I'm blue, dabba da, dabba dee, dab. I don't know. It's just insane rubbish. So that song takes me back to a time and place where it was played on the radio incessantly.
Yeah,
I was working in record shops at the time, so it was, on promotional things in store, and it's a terrible piece of music. So that's my second choice.
Right.
Do you want the third one?
Well, going back to your first thing, obviously I don't know that song because I've never been to Disney, so it's never bothered me. No. In that sense. Yeah.
Well, if I sing those 3 lines to you for half an hour, you might
for 10 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose that could bother me. Eiffel 65, which is the little blue man. Where he's like, what is it? He lived in a blue world.
The beginning of the song, I implore you to go and watch the video. It's shockingly bad. But the beginning of the song is, there's a little man. He's a blue man in a blue world, and he gets in a blue car and goes to Blue Land or some rubbish. The whole intro is just talking about a blue man in a blue world.
Inside and out. Yeah. Now, I have reference to that when I used to go out back in the day. And I also have a story about that song. In that, me and my friend, and a few friends, were in a nightclub, and this song was on, and there was this guy, and he was very drunk, and he was trying to dance against all of us, and we were all kind of like, go away, you're very drunk, sort of, whatever. And my friend, she had a zip, like a dress, but it had a complete zip down the back, and he so we were all dancing away, to this, and he went like that and pulled the zip down of our dress, and I mean, luckily she caught the front of it before it, like, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's a reference to that song that I have.
I hope she turned around and slapped him.
Yeah, I think he got like quite a lot of. I think he got put out anyway by the bouncers in the end, but like he was horrible.
Wow,
but it's kind of. I know it sounds wrong, but it's become kind of a funny story that we talk about. You know what I mean? Like when we have reference to that song now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Wow.
So, what is your third one?
I've got a third one. Right, now, I don't have a problem particularly with the Black Eyed Peas. Right? I think will.i.am is quite a talented producer and a songwriter in some way. Where Is the Love, their classic #1, was a work of genius. Really like that. There's one song that comes on and it makes me want to throw the stereo out of the window. It's called My Humps. Have you ever heard My Humps?
Yes.
So you've got Fergie, I believe is her name, the female vocalist.
Yeah.
Banging on about her lumps and her bumps and her lovely lady humps, or whatever she's prattling on about. And it's appalling. It's just awful. I don't know what they were thinking. Yet again, the public at large, who know what they like, obviously, bought it in the millions. It was huge. It was a massive international hit. So yeah, check that one out on YouTube and remind yourselves how terrible it was. The lyrics are just laughable and ridiculous.
Yeah, it wasn't a good song, was it?
It wasn't their finest moment, I'll be honest.
No, I mean, they went from like Where's the Love to like, going on about
humps. Oh, love. We got humps.
Thinking about it, right. What do I see? I have no reference for the Disney one, so I essentially can't put that in because it has no irritation for me. I understand that if I was to hear it for 10 minutes solid, I'd be quite annoyed, and I could also see how it would get stuck in your head. You know what I mean? So, but at the same time, again, it's for 6-year-olds in Disneyland mostly, isn't it? So therefore, I know I'm saying mostly because I know loads, but I like Disney. I'd go there if I could. To be fair, but for mostly it's for children, isn't it? And so I suppose going back to our earlier thing about the lyrics of things, very basic for a child, blah blah blah. Does that sound good? Am I arguing this right? Yeah, I think I am really. Anyway, or 46-year-olds as well. Yeah. But and then obviously Eiffel 65. I kind of like it. I know.
No.
It's in like kind of. I don't know. It's kind of a bit like it's one of them songs that like you blast in and you just shout it, and you do it every now and then when you're a bit drunk. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it's fine, but I mean, I wouldn't want to play it all the time. And it's not like, see, Crazy Frog, for instance, that I can't argue with that one. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
Where this,
Ian had that one. It might have been in my list if he hadn't.
yeah, yeah, I have. Yeah, so I can't put that in. You know, I've also got a story behind it as well. So,
Okay.
Not that the story was good. I mean, what he did wasn't right at all. But obviously, when you get older, you kind of just laugh about these things, I suppose. So yeah. So that leaves
my humps.
My humps. So I'm gonna save. Obviously, I'm gonna save Blue Dabba Dee Dabba Da.
Oh yeah.
Which basically means that the chat can then either banish, Disney, or
no, you're saving Disney.
No, I'm saving Blue
Dabba Dee. I thought you'd say Disney. Okay.
Yeah,
right.
I did debate about it because I'm arguing why I should save it, but
okay.
I have no reference to it. Where with Eiffel 65, I do.
Ooh, so it's a small world again. Wow.
Humps are Disney. I couldn't save my humps because it's just chronic. I mean, they were like I think I kind of just think they brought song out after song at one point, you know, and had a song about everything.
There was a period of time when they were one of the biggest bands on the planet. They really were. And they had a few good songs. You know, I'm not averse to a bit of rock, but that just makes my ears bleed.
Yeah. Right, let's have a look what I've got. So humps, bin humps, Disney humps, Hi Nile, humps, Nick's humps. I don't think that's what he was talking about. Humps, Disney humps, Disney humps. I'm given that the humps, I think it was mostly them because people are starting to repeat themselves again. Cheating, you know, cheating. Can you imagine this chat cheating? You wouldn't think that, would you? You know, it's amazing, isn't it? So yeah, the humps have gone.
Good. Well, I'm pleased with that.
Anyway. Okay, so number 5 is things people say.
Yes. Okay. This was quite fun. The first one relating to what I do, my chosen career path, and Andrea's too. It has been said and assumed and implied many, many times a sentence roughly like this. When are you going to get a real job?
Yeah.
With the implication being that what I do isn't important, doesn't earn me a living. I should go out and get a proper job because that's what we're supposed to do. Bollocks, I say to that. But we have run across that many times with, you know, friends, family and stuff that kind of dismiss what we do for some reason as not being a proper job, and perhaps I need to go and get one. So that's my number 1.
Do you think it's the misunderstanding that if you work from home, how can you be working type of thing?
That's a big part of it.
When you're at home, you don't actually leave to go to work, so therefore, how can you be working? You're in your pajamas. Do you know what I mean? You're in your pajamas, drinking a cup of tea with the heating on.
Yeah, there's no denying that. There's no denying that all of that is a dispensation, and it is a problem that we can do that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just the insinuation that what we do is somehow less important or trivial somehow because we work for ourselves and we don't have a physical, like when we used to have a shop, we didn't have those questions.
You don't have a boss. You don't have a boss to whinge about, essentially.
Yeah.
So therefore, it doesn't count. Although eBay is whinging about eBay is kind of like that.
Yeah.
Not
but
really,
it's interesting. When we ran retail outlets, that didn't seem to come up. It was like, oh, that's great. You've got a shop, isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
Ooh, wonderful. Now we just work from home. It's like somehow less. less important, not proper. So
yeah, because it's a thing. You're like, oh, if I work, if someone says that I'll work from home, and then people go, like that, as if say, like,
yeah.
it's not the same. You
You're
don't
right.
go out to work, yeah, kind
Yeah.
of thing, yeah. Right. Okay. So that's your first one. What about your second one?
The second one, so this is things people say. It is the overuse of the word literally. Give you an example. When I saw him, I literally died. When he said that to me, I literally died. No, you didn't. They're telling me the story. You didn't die. Or I literally can't wait till Christmas. Well, you're going to have to.
Whereas if you could just say it, I can't wait till Christmas.
Literally.
You don't need to add literally.
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 Yeah. So it's misuse of the word.
By the way, is that your Essex accent? I'm just wondering. It sounded a bit.
That was my. I was channeling my inner. What's her name? Collins. Is it Gemma Collins?
Yeah, Gemma Collins. Yeah.
Channeling the JC there.
Literally.
I was literally Gemma Collins. No, you weren't.
Oh God! I think we should just get you to keep saying literally, because that's hilarious.
Literally. Yeah. So that's it.
God.
There are many examples of times when people use words incorrectly, and it does wind me up. And I don't know why, but it really does. But that's a good one. So yeah,
Ginny's literally weighing herself. Oh God!
You're not literally weighing yourself. Well, I hope you're not literally weighing yourself. But if you are actually wetting your pants, you can use the word literally in that scenario. Otherwise, don't use it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Third one.
Okay, so this might make you giggle, but I have heard this or versions of this when I talk about a certain band that I'm really passionate about. And it goes something like this. Oh, you like them? Are Depeche Mode still going? Yes, they are still one of the biggest acts in the world. They're one of the biggest live acts. They toured and played to over 1 million people.
To people in the chat.
Nobody in particular. It is interesting that DM have been, people in the UK particularly think they were a pop act from the 80s that vanished. They were a very different band back then, but because Just Can't Get Enough, this little pop ditty which doesn't represent them at all, different songwriter, different period, different band essentially.
Yeah,
that was still a big part of the consciousness of the UK. Around the world, that wasn't a big hit. And they're known for their later work that was huge. They were one of the few bands to have an international US and UK #1 album at the same time. They've sold 100 million records. They're now in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They are a significant global band.
Nick, was this just so you could talk about Depeche Mode?
Well, a little bit.
A little bit.
So it's that. It kind of winds me up a bit that many people, particularly in the UK, think they don't make music anymore and haven't done for decades. They've never stopped making music. So that's it.
The amount of are Depeche Mode literally a band? Depeche Mode literally crap. There's just lots of literallys and Depeche Mode related to each.
Yeah.
To be honest, and I'll be honest, I didn't know that we're still going until you know what I mean. And I think it probably would have been something I'd have said. Are they still together? Are they? You know what I mean? Because I wouldn't have had a clue. It's like, when there's a famous person and you haven't heard from them. Are they still alive?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's that sort of thing. Like, that I wouldn't have known. So to be able to put that in, like, where I don't think I can, to be honest. I can't save it because Yeah, I think a lot of people do that because they're actually unaware. You know
Yep.
what I mean? And if you don't follow something like a lot, or you're not that as keen on it, you know what I mean, then it's not something that. And also, there's so many different ways of looking at that. Like I said, with terms of like thinking if someone's dead or alive or whatever. Yes, it's literally a hard choice, Tilly. So yeah, literally, I understand using it in the wrong way, but I do like the word, like, you know what I mean. And also, like that. How could have been your impression? That
Don't let my impression stop you.
How can I not save it? You know what I mean? It was epic. And I've totally forgot what was the first thing again, my brain.
When am I going to get a real job?
Oh yeah, the real job. No, actually, that's wrong to be able to say that. What to save? What to save? All right. I'm going to save the literally thing because I do like the word. I get what you mean in terms of saying it in the wrong way, but then I say everything in the wrong way sometimes. And also, that impression was just genius. So like, you know, I can't put that in the bin. So therefore, the chat have the choice of have you got a real job? So just put job. And what was the other one?
Are the depeche mode still going?
Depeche Mode still going. So just put job or DM in the chat, and whichever you would like to banish. Banishes.
Am I buffering at your end? I seem to be all jerky over here.
Yeah, a little bit. Oh, the job. Everyone's annoyed at that.
Good.
Job one is insulting. Yes, it is. It is. So you get to keep the people asking you about Depeche Mode.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah. In fact, Stephen says, do Depeche Mode have a real job?
They're doing pretty well out of it. Yeah, they're fine. Yeah. Don't worry. Don't worry.
All right, moving on. What are we at now?
I've got places people go.
Yeah.
Okay, first one is a chain of shops called Lush. Do you know them?
Mm-hmm.
I suffer from allergies. If I get within 50 yards of a Lush, my eyes itch and I start sneezing. I have been inside such places and it sets me off something chronic. I don't know what they're putting in these bath bombs, but yeah, it plays hell with my eyes. And the other thing, when I was in one of those stores with Ellen, I think we were buying gifts for Andrea, because of course Andrea's really into this stuff that sets me off.
Yeah.
And I remember looking around in this Lush store and thinking everything in here is going to be flushed down the drain. And it was just a strange thought. But it's mainly because if I go anywhere near a Lush shop, I start sneezing and my eyes itch. There you go. That's my reason.
Okay. Right. I do not understand the fascination in bath bombs. I don't. And to have a shop specifically, not specifically, it kind of doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? Like, just
yeah, it all gets flushed down the drain. They do other stuff, but a big percentage of what they sell.
But that's what they're known for, isn't it? That's kind of like bath bombs is their signature thing, isn't it? And the different ones that they bring out, and the Christmas ones they bring out, and the Halloween ones they bring out, and it's just crumbly chalk stuff. It's you know, It's
I'm
so
waiting for
weird.
Andrea to walk in and say, "No, you can't put Lush in."
Yeah. And all just there's loads of smells. My daughter loves them, like cheese in them, like and all that. But and then they make the water the weirdest colours and with glitter in and whatever. What do you want glitter in your bath for? I don't get
Exactly. Oh, that's refreshing. You're on board with that one. I like it.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. What's your next one?
Next one is clubs in the 90s. Now, I'm of a certain age. I haven't really been clubbing regularly since the 90s. I had a fairly good social life in the 90s and we used to go out and I'd enjoy it. I like socializing generally, and we would perhaps go out for food or something. You could sit around, you could chat, you could pass the time of day, you could have a conversation. Bear with, we'll get back to that. And you could find out things about your friends. You could converse and laugh communally. It was great. We might then go to a bar or a pub. Again, you could stand around at the bar. You could hear each other talk. You could have a conversation. It was lovely. We'd get to know each other. The point of going out, in my opinion. And then somebody would always have the bright idea, oh, let's go to that so-and-so club, whatever. And I'd always get outvoted when I end up in a club. So we'd pay hard-earned money to get in, and then we'd be in there for 2 or 3 hours. We'd be half deaf when we come out from all the blue dabba-dee crap coming across the airwaves, and we'd pay a premium for drinks. Could barely see each other because it's dark, and wouldn't be able to have a conversation without shouting like that in each other's ears. Clubs in the 90s. Rubbish.
Right. So, I get what you're saying, but I think you specifically went there for that. You know what I mean? Like,
I went there because my friends were going there.
Because your friends were going there, or you wanted to find a lady friend and whatever. But you know what I mean? Like, but the thing is, with like me and my friend, we used to go out and we used to go there to dance, and that's and I was seeing the other day how we had some of the best nights ever, and we had £6 between us, and we had because we both had cards. We had our nightclub was originally called Bentley's when I first started going in it, and then it turned into Pizzazz. Yeah. I still have my membership card, so I would get in for free as long as I went in before. I think it was we had to be in before 9:30, which we did. We used to just before go in, and then I would get in for free. So we'd go in for free, and we'd have like the taxi fare home, and then we'd have £6 between us. Literally, I mean, I knew that one of the lads who worked there. Sorry, the dog's he's getting on my bed and lying down. One of the guys who worked there. So he used to I used to get a drink, and he used to sort of put extra in. So I'd get like a triple whatever and pay for a single one.
Well, I can understand if you enjoy the dancing aspect.
Yeah, I like to dance in.
That would be a reason to go. It may surprise you. I'm not big into dancing to cheesy Euro pop. It's not my bag. So, but I would go because that's where we were going as a group. So I'd end up in there, and it would end up with me at the bar, awkwardly standing there with a couple of other blokes, struggling to hear each other whilst the girls were dancing around their handbags. It's like it was not my idea of fun. That's what I'm getting at.
No. I think the worst bit was for me. I remember being sort of that age, so I'd have been like 18, 20, around there, and there was a lot of guys, like men in their like 40s, and that was creepy. There was always like a couple of men in their 40s in there, and I used to find it odd. You know what I mean? Like everyone else was sort of 20 to 30 and or 18 to 25 mostly. You know what I mean? That was a bit weird. Right. And what about the last one?
Oh, last one. Yeah. So this is places people go, and it is the sea in winter. My sister used to live in Brighton, and we've been down there in very, very cold times, and it's a thing for people in winter to go down to the beach and go swimming when the sea must be like 0 degrees.
Yeah.
I honestly can't think of anything I would least like to do. I think they're insane. Absolutely. I would get hypothermia within seconds if I went in the sea in winter. Sea in the UK in summer is a right stretch for me. People do this stuff in the winter. It's daft, it's silly, and in my opinion, very dangerous because it will kill me.
Right. As someone who lives by the sea, absolutely love the sea, winter, summer, whatever.
I don't have any problem
with the sea.
putting yourself in it.
It's different. The North Sea is not very warm for some reason.
Nope.
However, we have a thing on Boxing Day, which is a Boxing Day dip, and people get dressed up. Obviously, not so much of this year, unfortunately, but people get dressed up for charity, and they literally run in the sea, dressed up.
Nutters, a lot of them.
Absolute nutters, but I mean, obviously, it's for charity. It's all cool, and for that reason, I'm going to save the sea.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm going to save the sea. So that means, chat, you can either choose Lush if you want to banish Lush and bath bombs, put Lush. And if you want to banish clubs in the 90s specifically, then just put club. And we will see what gets banished forever. But yeah. You can't put Lush 5 times, people.
Wow.
Where are we? Lush. Clubs, Lush, clubs, Lush.
Wow, this has taken us quite a while to get through these.
Yeah. Right. I'm thinking that has gone to Lush, trying to not count the people who've repeated. So Lush is banished.
Wow, I'm surprised that got in at all. That's amazing.
I think it's just a over smell. Like, you know, you could go into one place and there'd be a nice fragrance. I can't speak. But if you go in there and there's like, it's just a wall of 20 different million smells. Like, yeah. How do you work out from that? How do you decipher that? Oh God, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Moving on.
I need a full hazmat suit when I go in those places.
Yeah. Right, where are we? We're on food. So number 7. Food.
We are. Okay, I'll try and speed this one up. So I found this one difficult. I'm not really that fussy, but we'll go with my first one, and I will qualify the reason as to why, and it's spicy food, particularly very spicy food. Now, I can't handle spice in any, even mild, blows my head off. I have tried it, and I just can't handle it. Andrea's the complete opposite to me. She'll go super spicy. But here's the reason why it does wind me up. People who choose to have the spiciest thing on the menu and spend the whole meal moaning about how hot it is. Oh, I'm crying. It's so hot. Well, don't choose the blooming spicy thing. Why put something in your mouth that's going to give you pain? It's like, why? It's your choice. Don't moan at me about it. That's why.
Totally agree. It was in my foods I hate other people love thing. I'm like, why on earth would you eat a curry or whatever, have it burn your mouth, burn your esophagus, burn your intestines, burn your bowel, burn your backside?
Yeah.
Like, why? And then you sweat and you cry and your nose is running. It's like, how is that an enjoyment? I can't.
Or make that decision and then keep your pain to yourself, because I don't care.
Yeah,
You're the one that comes to eat it.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I
that's,
just, I don't like it at all. So I'm kind of with you there.
okay, good.
Okay.
Second one is peanut butter. Here's the weird thing. Peanuts, very, very nice. Little
Yeah.
nut, tasty, salted, honey roasted, whatever. Love them. Somehow something weird happens when they crush them all up into a paste, and then you get this hideous work of the devil that tastes disgusting. Don't understand it, but I cannot go near peanut butter. But I love peanuts. Go figure.
See, like Laura doesn't like hazelnuts or any type of nuts, but she loves Nutella. Do you know
That's
what I mean?
got lots of chocolate in it.
Yeah, but it's still like anything that's nut flavored like that she likes, but that she doesn't like nuts himself. I love nuts, but they don't like me much. However, peanut butter is in Reese's, and I absolutely love Reese's.
Oh no.
Absolutely. I'm not a massive fan of crunchy peanut butter because it's the texture a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But like Reese's peanut butter, that's just like that's amazing. So I don't know.
No.
So we'll see what your third one is.
Oh yeah. Okay. Now, I don't know that I actually qualify to put this in because I have not eaten this food stuff myself because I don't think I could bring myself to do it.
Yeah.
And it's snails.
I still think we can put them in.
Just the thought of it. There's so many wonderful things we can eat on this planet, right?
Yeah.
Choice is abundant. Why would you look at a snail and go, I know what I haven't tried before. I'm going to grab one of these snails and cook it up. You know, you've got apples in the orchard. You've got, I don't know, make a pancake or something. You don't have to go to snails for food. What is wrong? Go on.
Do you like whelks or willocks? Or willocks we say, but is it whelks or winkles in different places?
I have eaten a winkle. That sounds weird. I have eaten a winkle.
We'll discuss that.
So yeah, and in a way they're kind of snails of the sea. So yeah, maybe I'm a hypocrite here. But the thought of eating.
Did you like it though? Did you enjoy it?
From what I remember, I just tasted vinegar because they were soaked in vinegar.
Vinegar? I would say that I've never had them soaked in. Do you not mean like mussels or something? Mussels or cockles or something like that? Because you normally get them. But it's like, so we say willocks here, and obviously pick them off the beach, boil them up. They look like snails, and then you pick them with the pin, and my mum used to say they look like snots. They were very nice.
No, I have had them at the seaside places. You can get like cockles and whelks.
Yeah, in the jars, yeah.
With a little stabby thing. But
yeah.
I tend to put vinegar on them, or what I have done when I was a kid. So yeah, they are essentially snails, but I didn't have a problem with them. But the thought of eating land snails makes me feel
yeah. Just pick a few from the back garden. Oh, lovely.
No. There's no need. There's no need.
I think it's like frog's legs.
Well, yeah. See, it's the French. Let's not get onto the French here. Yeah. If snails are such a thing, such a delicacy, why are they not eating slugs?
Oh, slugs offend me.
See?
Which technically people say that snails are just like slugs are homeless snails, basically, isn't it? So, like, you know.
Yeah, people do say that, but I don't think it's true.
Yeah, because they don't have to.
Yeah, that's my third one. I'm shoehorning in something I've never actually.
All right. So, I can't save spice because of what I've already said. It's just ridiculous how people get in such a state and still continue to eat it and say it's lovely. Weird. Snails, whilst I do like willocks, and I suppose, as you said, the kind of like the sea version, although there is proper sea snails, and I wouldn't eat one of them. So, yeah, I'm going to save peanut butter because of Reese's. Got to save the peanut butter.
Okay.
Plus, Carla would never forgive us either. You know what I mean?
True.
So, chat, would you prefer to ban spicy foods, so just write spice, or would you want to ban eating snails and then just write snails? So, spice or snails? Choose whichever you want to ban. Right, what we got? Looks like the snails are going to win this.
Going to be snail.
Yeah.
Spicy snails. They can do one.
Spicy snails. Spicy snails.
Imagine if you saw that on a menu. Spicy snails. Hang on, I'll just call Nick. Get him there.
What is it they call it? Escargot.
Yeah. L'escargot.
L'escargot. I wanted to say escargot, but I knew that wasn't right. Yeah. And spicy snails. Yeah, the snails are gone.
Good.
Gone. Goodbye, snails. No, we're not goodbye snails. I mean, we don't want to ban snails. We're just the eating of snails. It's you know.
Yeah. I mean? I have no problem with snails. I think they're wonderful creatures. Honestly, don't eat them. Leave them be.
All right, and the last one, your last category, is your random mix, which is you can pick literally anything.
Yeah.
Literally anything in the thing. But I think that was correct.
Made it surprisingly difficult. You know what I mean? When you've got no restraints on what you can pick, it's like, whoa, your mind goes blank. So anyway, the first one, let me qualify. I've mentioned some music and some bands in here. It's all in jest. I think if you enjoy music for whatever reason, more power to you. I would never tell somebody that their music taste is wrong and mine is right. So what I want to put in is music fascists. And by that, I mean those people who think their taste is correct and anyone else's is wrong. I would never tell anyone else that what I listen to is the best music and you should only listen to that. And if you listen to Michael Bublé, you're somehow inferior to me. It's absolute rubbish. Music is whatever you find gives you joy. And I am passionate about that fact. I cannot stand people who enforce their views on other people, and I call them music fascists. There you go.
So basically, people who say you can't like something when you do, basically. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, putting down other people's taste because it's wrong. It's absolute bollocks. If somebody gets pleasure out of music, you should be.
I suppose it's like that in anything, isn't it? Whether it be music, TV, religion. You know, I'm not a religious, but if someone gets something out of it, then fair dues to them and whatever.
I do find it is quite prolific within music. There's many music snobs, if you like, who would claim. And a lot of them are into the same stuff as me, which is annoying. You know, Radiohead fans who will really put down pop music or whatever. I think it all has its place. And if you enjoy it and get pleasure out of it, that's fantastic. I would never put that down. Yeah.
Right. So
that's number one.
Music snobs.
Number two is throwing your rubbish out of your car window, in particular, McDonald's rubbish. I don't know if it's a thing across the whole of the country, but around here, it's quite rural. Within minutes, we're in the countryside. I can't drive more than a mile or two around here without seeing strewn across a bush McDonald's, the contents of a McDonald's bag. So there'll be a brown bag stuck in a tree. There'll be a milkshake cup hanging off a bush and a load of fries they couldn't be bothered to eat spread up the road. So they literally wind their window down and go, chuck it. Take your damn rubbish home. Nothing makes me go from naught to pissed off quicker than that.
Yeah, I can see that.
There's no excuse.
Isn't?
You're in a car. It can stay with you for 10 minutes till you get home.
Yeah, totally agree. Right, and your third one?
Buyers who send an offer on an item. We're going back to reselling now. Buyers who send an offer. I've got an item. I don't know. Set of Harry Potter books on for 50 quid. They'll send an offer at 40. I go, yes, that's a fair price, and accept it seconds after they send the offer, and they don't pay. So they're still there on their phone or their device because I've accepted that offer immediately because it was a fair offer, and then they don't pay and they leave it days, if not weeks, and sometimes never pay at all. If you're sending the offer and I accept it, you should pay immediately.
Yeah. I guess the thing is with that, I've done that is that I've sent an offer and I've literally like come off the thing. So I don't have notifications on for a lot of apps on my phone because it's just driving us insane. I know it's different for like people who sell because obviously you like to hear the ka-chings and stuff. But
that's fine. That's fine if you're not on your device that minute. Yeah, it's fine. I'm not actually sat there waiting. But,
yes, you are.
24 hours. Let's give you 24 hours grace as a buyer. We've all got busy lives.
I think if I put an offer in, it normally says, I think it says, is it 48 hours that you get something like that for you to reply type of thing. Like, so if you put an offer in and it's like, right, the buyer now has 48 hours to the seller now has 48 hours to see whether they accept or whatever. And I've had it where people have waited till right at the end in case it goes for more, and then sort of accept it in the last hour, so to speak, which is fair enough. You know what I mean? If they want to do that. And I think as long as it's within, as you said, 24 hours would be the limit. Like if you're paying for something and you can't pay for it within that, you haven't looked within the 24 hours, you should have been looking again. I think it's at least the next day at the same time.
Yeah.
At the latest kind of thing.
But you see, we get buyers who make a cheeky offer that we go along with straight away quite often, and then they never pay, and it's just like
that's annoying.
That's unforgivable. But if you're, to my mind, if you're there in the moment and you want it that bad when you sent the offer, that bad that you have to get a tenner off or whatever, I think you should follow through and pay for it. So I'm ending on a reselling related one.
All right. It's going to be hard, this one, because it's like, what do I save? See, I mean, what eBay could do in that sense is they're given like a time limit to pay, so they've got, I don't know, 24 hours. After the 24 hours, if they haven't paid within that, then eBay should just reinstate your listing and sort of.
Yeah, I mean,
then your offer's gone, and it should just be reinstated.
Yeah, I agree in some senses that if you buy one of our regular listings at the given price, you have to pay for it. Otherwise, the sale doesn't go through. Yeah. They could implement that on offers, I think.
Well, I think that obviously it is wrong for people to do that, and especially if they're just, mucking about and they don't accept it, or they do that and then they just leave it. It is open to like trolls like YouTube is. Do you know what I mean? And I think eBay's got to come up and sort some of that, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Music snobs, they're not. If you can't just sort of say, well, I love Radiohead and all pop music's terrible. That's just wrong.
Exactly.
So I'm going to save the eBay thing, and only because I think eBay needs to do it. eBay needs to pull their finger out and sort it out. So in the chat, if you want to banish music snobs, then put snobs. And if you want to banish throwing rubbish, just put out of car windows, that is, then just put rubbish. So snobs or rubbish. That is the choice. Do you know I'm live in 3 minutes?
We could just stay on.
I'm like live on my other one in 3 minutes.
Wow, this is so long. You might have to do less categories next time.
Perhaps. Well, I did the ear with because I was saying to Ian before, I was like, well, do we have 5? Do we have 8? And I says I wanted to like work it out whether which way it would go. So we did it. I said right, we'll do the first 5, and if it's still okay, for time, then we'll just continue. And it worked out. I think it was 1 hour and 6 minutes.
Oh,
it was 1 hour and 6 minutes or something. But
maybe I was waxing lyrical too much.
Then it's easy to get in a conversation as well, like, you know what I mean?
I was a bit passionate about some of them.
No, I think it's all right. I mean, it's still 1 hour and a half. It's fine. All right, so let's have a look. See what the people have said. The people have spoken. So, rubbish, 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 snobs, rubbish, snobs, rubbish, rubbish, rubbish. I think the rubbish is one.
Yes, I'm happy with that.
So there you go. So you got rid of a few of your things, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm very happy with that last one. Honestly, winds me up, makes me swear very loud whenever I see it.
Please, you have to do it in a Gemma Collins voice.
I'm literally gonna die if I see more McDonald's. Literally everywhere is
rubbish.
Rubbish, isn't it though? Yeah.
That's so funny.
Okay, cool. I was pleased with that. I was quite interested to which ones actually got in. Not the ones I would have predicted most of the time.
Susan thinks you sound like George Ross.
What? Well, he is from Essex.
He is, but he doesn't sound like Gemma Collins, though.
I need to work on it, I think. I need some practice.
Anyway, thank you very much for doing this, Nick. That was a lot of fun.
Good.
And Susan is next. I think she said she was nervous. And I know that I've got Sharon's going to do it, Queenie, Carla, Lex. I need to ask Andrea and Kirsten and God knows who else, Karen, maybe if she wants to. And, obviously I will get in touch with everyone eventually. It's just getting there. But, yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's cool to sort of, see what riles other people. And sorry, Tony, she's from Essex. Apologies to you. But yeah, well, I'm going to go because I need to go on the other live to start my quiz.
You're late for your other show.
Yeah.
All right, I'll let you crack on.
But thank you very much, and thanks for everyone for joining in. It was a lot of fun, and
cool.
We'll see you all in 2 minutes.
See you later.
Bye.
Right.